Sohan Podar, and I have Mr. Shakti Chauhan with me, who is the coach educator under All India Football Federation. Good evening, Shakti sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sohan. It's pleasure to be with you.
Well, earlier in the day at the Capital Ground, Odisha Police defeating Siripattam Sports Club, the side from Goa, by 2-1. And after three defeats in a row, they are finally back to winning ways. And sometimes not winning games can also become a bit of a habit. So, what do you make of this entire scenario?
Yes, we always say winning is a good habit, but losing is not a good habit. And you need to come out of that habit, which is not going to help you as a whole team, but also the morale, the mentality of the team also goes down if you win three consecutive games. The negativity also start, piling up. So it's better to win games, and which is what they have done today.
Siripattam Sports Club on the other side, they created a lot of chances, especially the number 21 Arpita missing two clear-cut chances, and in the last 10 minutes they applied a lot of pressure and even pulled one back. So tonight's performance definitely going to increase their confidence level for the games in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way you analyzed it, yeah, it was so important because the chances are so important. The game was so close, 2-1, and if win, if those goals or those chances were converted, then maybe the scenario could have been different. So this is a learning lesson for the girl also, that it's so important that if you miss chances, you may pay a very big price, which her team has paid today.
And the other game at the 7th Battalion Ground, Indian Arrows defeating Hunts Women Football Club by 2-0. And Apurna Narzari once again getting among the score sheet. She was a brilliant, in a rich vein of form during the SAF Under-18 Championship, used mostly as a substitute by Thomas Deneby. What do you make of her performance?
Talk about Apurna Nazari, girl from Assam, the pride of Assam, the product of Sai Kokrajar. An amazing story of her. They are four sisters, and out of four sisters, three sisters play football, one sister play athletics, and credit to the parents who are supporting her, and the way her journey has been from the SAF game to Indian Arrows, and I see a very bright future. And if she continues in such manner, we will definitely see her playing for the senior national team very soon.
And the last night, Setu Madurai and Gokulam Kerala winning their games, and now they are level on points, but Gokulam edging them in terms of the goal difference. It's absolutely going down to the wire, Shakti sir, with 5 more rounds remaining.
Absolutely, and what to say, that will be a cracker of a match when, everybody will be glued on the television set to watch the Gokulam FC versus Setu FC game, because for maybe Gokulam, because of the heavy goal difference, a draw is enough for them to win the championship, but for Setu FC, it's a do or die game. If they pull that game off, I think so, it will be the biggest upset of this Hero Indian Women League 2021-22.
And coming on to today's game, SSB, they were regarded as one of the strong contenders for the title, but they are languishing in the mid half of the table with 2 losses putting them off track. You reckon, or still there is a chance for a comeback?
When we talk about SSB, yes, because they have tested the success at IWL, but unfortunately this season has not been the season which they would have expected. They are lying on 6th on the table, scored 16 goals, but conceding 9 goals is a big problem. You score goals, but you concede goals. That is the biggest problem for them, and that is why they are lying at the middle of the table, which we don't expect them to be. But again, this game is also important. If you talk about Kickstart, they are on the 4th position. They are scoring goals, but they concede very less goals. So 14 goals scored, 3 goals conceded. So now, it will be a kind of a match which I feel a very competitive game, because both the teams are evenly balanced, and maybe this will be a kind of a game where even 1 or 2 goals are enough for a team to bag all 3 points.
As I've mentioned, Kickstart, they are third. A win will take them to 15 points and help them to bridge the gap with the top 2. So is it a psychological factor for the players and the coaches that you got to get there with every game mentally to be on track with Gokulam and Setu Madurai?
Absolutely, Sohan, because just getting into the points table, because the game was played just before This was Indian Arrows. So now they have come to the third position and they pushed Kickstart to the fourth position. So now they have the opportunity to again go back to the third position. So yes, we see a lot of changes on the position on the 10 points table because we play 3 games in a day. So yes, there is a possibility for them to again regain their third spot if they win today's game.
And Kickstart Football Club tonight going with a 4-3-3, slightly proactive approach from their manager. And Parameshwari Iram is going to be a very crucial player. She is just getting better with age. She can score goals, she can produce, similar to what Winton does for Gokulam Kerala.
Absolutely, and at this stage, we always talk about experience. Yes, youth players are so important because they bring in the energy. But it's not only the energy; it's the brain. You need to have a strong heart, but you need to have a smart brain. So experience is so important, and that is what she brings into the team, and that is why we see how Kickstart FC is slightly, slowly pushing themselves on, close to the top of the table.
And talking about her strike partner, Roja Devi, scored that late winner against Odisha Police on the 90th minute mark. A very different kind of attacker, adds a lot of directness to the gameplay, her willingness to run directly at a defense, a completely different to what Parameshwari Ram offers.
Yeah, definitely. If you see that the playing style are totally different, one plays a kind of a fox in a box role, and one plays a very aggressive role. Getting towards the attacker, trying to use that muscle, extra muscle, which is there. Being physical. So two different striker, but both of them are effective. If we see for kickstarts.
And Amruta Vilayat of Kickstart, very experienced, won the title already with Setu Madurai previously, and Juliet Miranda, part of the SSB setup for a long time now. How do you see to this battle between the two head coaches?
If I talk about Juliet, I know Juliet. I've seen her. She also is part of the coach education system. Yeah, she's also young and she is experienced. She know how to work with the girls. She comes from Goa, and being a long association with SSB, it will be a tough game. But when we talk about SSB, we cannot forget players like Mirandi, who has scored almost 5 goals. Not almost. She has scored 5 goals in this league, so she is
Five goals.
a very crucial, a key player for them. And today is also her day, and she has to prove her coach that yes, she can bang on her and expect a kind of a performance which is needed from a star player like her to win all the 3 points out of this game.
And SSB women, they're going with a basic 4-4-2 and Dular Morandi, but Ranjita Devi is on the bench. What could be the reason of? Is that a tactical ploy from the manager?
Most of the time, the men's football is different than women's football. Women's have their separate problems, and we are not aware about it. It can be, a small niggle, or it can be something else. We actually don't know, or maybe, a new tactics which coach wants to implement. Because we have seen last game when Gokulam FC played, Wingtan, she went off, and then came Al Shaddai. Minimum of time, but she scored 3 goals. So sometimes coaches also use those kind of tactics where they want the opponent to get tired, and putting in those speedy players who can come in and then change the direction of the game.
Do you really see any team giving Gokulam Kerala a run for their money in this tournament?
They are the hot favorite. They are the champions, and I think so. Everybody knows that the firepower which they have, the quality of players which they have. They have the international players, Wingtang from Myanmar. They have Al Shaddai from Ghana. So a lot of experience is there. The top goalkeeper of Indian national team plays for them. So to beat that team itself will be a kind of winning the league. If you don't win the league, but if you beat Gokulam FC, it is as good as winning the league for me.
And Nisilia of PIF Sports Club scoring against Gokulam Kerala, and Gokulam Kerala conceding a goal after a span of 2 years in domestic football.
Yeah, and it was surprising. It is the only team who has scored a goal against Gokulam FC, but they can also take that credit that though we did not perform well, but we are the only team who has scored against the star-studded Gokulam FC team. But we all know that Gokulam FC team is playing this league not only to gel the players, because they are planning to better their performance at the Asian level.
Talking about the league structure, what could be the next step from here on in terms of upgradation of the Hero Indian Women's League?
I think so. A lot of change has been come from the past years. We are very happy to see that now the broadcasting partners are coming in. The games are watched live on YouTube or Eurosport, which is giving a lot of visibility platform for these young girls. And in one of our talks, we also discussed about getting an opportunity to play in other Asian countries or European countries can only happen when some kind of evidence in terms of the recorded games are there, or the games are there where the scouts across the Asia or the Europe, if they see that there are talented girls like we have. We always talk about Manisha, we talk about Grace, we talk about Dalima, Aditi. There are a lot of girls who definitely would catch eye of the international scout, and then we also want to see them to go out and play, bring that experience back, and make our national team more stronger.
This season, in the ongoing edition of the Hero Indian Women's League, only two foreigners are allowed to register and one can start in the playing 11. Expecting the number to increase in the near future, given the fact most of the matches this season in the Hero Indian Women's League have been one-sided affair, to make the league more competitive.
Agreed. There are two things. Yes, games will be one-sided, but if we see what benefits we are going to get is when international player comes, they spend time with our players. The exchange of ideas, the exchange of culture. Understanding the professionalism, how football is being played in their country. All these things is being shared. So again, there is always going to be some learning out of it, and maybe the clubs, not only Gokulam FC, but other clubs may also get some sponsor and get those additional international player, and the standard of the league will then shoot up. And to match the level of international players coming from other countries, from Europe or say Africa or Asia, our girls have to put more effort. And then putting more effort, improving their game, pushing themselves to improve the game will ultimately help the level of women's football to rise.
Do you think the level of competition in the ISL this season has been lopsided with one-sided scorelines on the cards? Is this simply due to the imbalance among the teams bearing few in the league?
Sohan, we all know that since last 2 years the whole world has suffered from a pandemic, and we got a very less time to recover from it. Football was not played normally, and we have just started. This is the tournament where not all the clubs got that opportunity to gel together, to stay together for a longer time. But yes, looking at this edition, I feel the next edition, which will happen next year, is going to be more better than this edition, because now it is opened up, and getting more opportunity to go on the field, to play, to train, and then we won't see such one-sided affair where two or three teams they make a huge difference from the other teams, where the goals have been scored more than 5, 7, 10 goals, which we don't want to see at this level. But again, as you said, if international players are being allowed, and if the clubs get some kind of financial assistance from sponsors, I feel the level of the league will be more competitive from next season.
And the league, much like the women's football in the country, it's still finding its feet in the world of Indian sport, and opinions are divided, stating its effectiveness in reaching out to the aspiring female players with a longer league this season. Is that an answer to the critics? Or you reckon the duration should be like for 4 or 5 months with weekend matches?
Again, it all depends upon the investment, because one of the discussion, if you remember, we had was most of the girls are from the age range of 17 to 21, and they are either in their high school or the college. So education is something which the parents of these girls will not compromise on. Yeah, I agree to have weekend games, but if those games are happening on the weekends, or on the home and away games, I mean to say, if home and away you're playing on weekends, maybe you can have a 6 month league, no problem at all. because they will get that additional 4 to 5 days to train to prepare themselves for that weekend game. So it is a good idea, and I feel if we implement that idea, the league will be longer. The girls will get longer contracts. So when they get longer contracts, so they get that financial stability which is needed for these girls, and ultimately it will be a win-win situation for everyone.
And earlier in the day, also, we saw that the Silverton Sports Club having only 4 players on the reserve bench, most of the players missing out due to the exams.
Again, I feel even the registration of the players should be increased. At least 35 to 40 players can be registered in a team, and then maybe on the match day to give to more than 22 players. And then yeah, I know it's difficult because we talk about say from March to May. This is a period where a lot of examination happens in India at different school levels or the university level. So we also need to have that a calendar which we spoke last time, which is important, that finding those slots of say a summer break or a winter break or a Christmas break or a Diwali break, where girls are not much pressurized about the examination, and games can also be held. But when we talk about professional football, yes, if there is a financial stability, there is always an opportunity where they can balance both the things. And if with the weekend games, I think so everything will be managed.
I saw lots of players in the recent history emerging from the northeastern part of India. What do you think is the basic difference between the grassroots level program prevailing in Northeast compared to the rest of India?
So if we talk about India is a diversified country. In fact, I would not say India is a country. India is as good as continent. Europe and India are
Continent.
almost similar in terms of the population. The countries in Europe are like states in India. So yes, we are diversified. Every state has a different religion, different language, different culture, different development in terms of the physicality as well as the understanding of the game. So when we talk about northeastern people are more sports loving. So if we see a lot of northeast players, they are into sports, full time sports, whether it's football or competitive sports or individual sports. We see a lot of sports person coming in. We also talk about the north players. North players are physically strong, tall. When we go to the south players or the northeast players, they are very speedy players, strong players. So every state is different. So that is why it's difficult to comment or difficult to compare, because that is something which is unique in India. Where all players from different state, different caste, different religion, they come together and they play this the beautiful game of football. And I feel it's all about the support. Grassroots is so important. Like we have those sports period in the in the schools, so that in that manner we should have those compulsory football periods in the schools, or a compulsory a kind of a football center, district center, where girls can, especially girls can come and play. And government has already government has so many plans, like beti padhao beti bachao, something like that, where a lot of girls can get opportunity to play and build their career in sports. If something comes up with the sports ministry, would be really nice.
Before I wrap up, I would ask you to predict the score line for today's game.
It will be a difficult game for both the team, because if we talk about the attributes of both the teams, they are almost similar. But because SSB tend to concede a lot of goals, they score goals but they concede a lot of goals. I see maybe a score line of 2-1 or 3-2 in favor of Kickstart.
Thank you so much for your time, Sakti sir. And now we'll go back to the stadium where live action is waiting for you.
Thank you.
There is still a chance for these two sides to make it to the top three, but Kickstart Football Club and SSB Women must win tonight to keep their hopes alive in the Hero Indian Women's League. And both the sides have 6 matches left, 18 points to play for. And a season like this, you best not give up before time. That leaves us expecting an interesting encounter. While facing Kickstart Football Club, the Calcutta-based side eyes to reform themselves and bag a clean sheet. As head coach Juliet Miranda said, for the next match they have to get full points and have to overcome their trend of conceding silly goals and earn a clean sheet. And quizzed about her take on the next opponent, Miranda said the next opponent is also a tough team with lots of young blood, and most of the opponent players played together in the under 18 and 19 SAF championship. And it would not be an easy match, but they have to do better to get the full points. He added, speaking about her team's campaign so far, right now it's going on well. Each and every match is crucial for them in order to reach their goal. And Juliet Miranda spoke to us ahead of this game, and she sounds very hopeful tonight. Let's hear from her.
Yeah, it's a tough match. We have to come out, call out, give 100% and to get hope for the positive result.
It was a defeat against Arrows last time, so how are you looking to motivate the girls to bounce back today?
Yeah, we have just analyzed what errors we have made in the last game, so we'll come back with it and try to give a tough fight.
Thank you both.
Kickstart is not not bad, they are good in every way.
Yeah.
And now let's get into the team news of SSB, and it does not make for good reading, but they have conceded 9 goals this season in 5 matches. The most teams this season fail to keep a clean sheet, but they can pick. Poonam at the back again. Pooja Topo makes way for Gunjan, and Purnima is in for Ranjita Devi. And midfield is the same with Sandhya, Anibala, and the playmaker Sumila Chanu will be surrounded with Dular Marandi and Julia Dev. Who gets a start up front is Dular Marandi, who has scored 5 goals in her 5 appearances. The gaps, however, have not been entirely plugged, but her side can still create some buzz in the table. And for that, they need the mercurial Dular Marandi. She has the pace and grace, and she usually works really well with Sumila Chanu. And Ranjita Devi is the big name on the bench along with Neha and Anju Kumar for SSB. And Kickstart Football Club, they focus on women's empowerment. It is the core of their football philosophy, which has resulted in developing some of the best talented players playing for the state of Karnataka at a national level. The club has top players who have played for the Indian national team and have remained committed to the vision of Kickstart, which has resulted in the club winning a hat-trick in the Karnataka Women's League as the unbeaten champions for 3 years. And the Bangalore-based Kickstart Football Club to become a behind-the-scenes support for the players by providing the necessary equipment and resources required for improving their training process to further hone their skills and enhance their overall performance on the field, as most of the players in the team hail from humble background, with many being from underprivileged sections, which sometimes becomes a deterrent to their following their passion for the game. As Amruta Vilayat, the head coach of Kickstart, spoke to us before this crucial time.
हम लोग अच्छा से प्रिपेयर करके आया था. SSB वन ऑफ द स्ट्रॉन्गर टीम एंड डिपार्टमेंट टीम, वो लोग एक साथ प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, इसलिए थोड़ा एडवांटेज वो लोग को ज़्यादा है. मतलब कॉम्बिनेशन अच्छा है, बाकी सब मैच देखा था, लेकिन हमारा टीम भी अच्छा से प्रिपेयर करके आया था. मैंने दिस 3 पॉइंट दे सकते.
आपकी टीम अभी 3rd है टेबल पर, तो कितनी इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप अपना विनिंग मोमेंटम कंटिन्यू करें?
हर मैच तो इम्पोर्टेंट है हम लोग को, मतलब ये तो वाइटल मैच है ये. और थोड़ा बाद में थोड़ा गोकुलम के साथ भी पॉइंट टेबल में अभी 3 है, वो तो विनिंग रिदम कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं. और अब लोग 100% एफर्ट भी डालना है, तो प्लेयर्स भी बस.
And now Kickstart Football Club lineup for this evening. No change in formation. A 4 at the back with Linthoi Gambi to the right side of defence, and Chubi is on the left. Margaret Devi will still sit in midfield, and she will be with Pakpi Devi and Baby Sana, who will go higher and wider on the pitch. That leaves Roja Devi and Kavya to venture forward which is what they need. And Parameshwari Iram is up front on her own. So many times we've seen the obvious done with the team shapes, and this one does promise a lot more balance and a lot more fluidity. As for Amruta Vilayat, the former Setu FC manager knows that her side is much better than what they have produced. Pakpi is back in the 11 in an advanced role. Only one change made by Amruta, and her creativity could spark good things for the likes of Roja Devi and Parameshwari Iram. And Kickstart can also back on Bibicha Devi, wanting to play some part in the game. Well, the referee for today's game is Rohit, and he's going to be assisted by Reshmi Chetri and Zoming Lianai Fanai. And the fourth official is Ruba Devi, and match commissioner Adley Costa. SSB women can climb up into the top 4 with a victory tonight. SSB Women Football Club, they placed 6th at present with 9 points from 5 matches, and Kickstart will look to bridge their gap with the top 2. A win will take them to 15, and Setu Madurai and Gokulam Kerala, both of them are on 18, only separated by goal difference. And well, SSB Women are not the only club to suffer from playing football in one half and switching off in the other, but the trends they're producing only point to inconsistency, and they score and concede heavily in the second half. Their focus and concentration dwindling, and Kickstart are a side whose shoulder dropped immediately after conceding the first goal in the 2-1 defeat they received against Setu Madurai. And SSB Women didn't had a great night either, and that was against the Arrows, and both the teams must respond. On sport is all about how you bounce back, and tonight will be a test of character among other things, but there are 3 points available for an outside shot at the top 4. The last season's cutoff was 25 points. While that may not be the case this time, it is a marker that can be chased down. The message in the dressing room will be clear: win at all costs and give yourself a chance. Even the faintest glimmer will help. And form and football style wise, you may still favour Kickstart Football Club. There would be a milestone for the likes of Parameshwari Iram. She is just a goal away from being the club's top goal scorer. And so the teams line up, and one more time the mission is going to be to win. And so still everything to play for even at this stage of the season, as Amruta Vilayat and her team needs to score goals. Roja Devi is going to be important. Parameshwari Iram will be important, who can be the only player behind Roja in terms of the scorers list. And these milestones will compare to nothing when it comes to winning 3 points and trying their best to make into the elusive top spot of the Hero Indian Women's League. We are all set then with match number 36. Live on Eurosport from the Kalinga Stadium. Streaming is also available on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. Referee Rohit waiting for the final checks in order. It's a very crucial encounter. And SSB, there are no pushovers. And Indian Arrows was simply superb in the last game against them. Quickly gaining momentum. The All India Football Federation's developmental side. And so, with 6 games to go for SSB Women and Kickstart Football Club, they meet today again, as the legendary commentator Sir John Helm rightly introduced the side, saying that they have the meanest defence since they have conceded 3. Much has changed, as Juliet's system of solidity has been vaporized time and again, and SSB Women have been blunt in attack, timid in defence. But both these teams, if you remember, started the season with cracking goals and victories. All that is in the past now. Others have learnt important lesson and they have responded. But here's the news: there is still a window of opportunities which they could squeak into the top 4 if they go on a fairy tale run of wins, and that run has to start tonight. It has to start now. Here's a Chubi. Kickstart with a throw in straight away. It was Purnima of SSB with the touch. An early clearance from Linthoi Gambi, the right full back. Sumila Chanu slipping it through early on for the number 21 Julia Devi, getting a start ahead of Ranjita. And after that 7-1 win against Mata Rukmani, they lost to the Arrows. Sumila Chanu twisting and turning. Still Sumila Chanu with the cross. She'll get another bite at the cherry. The second cross was disappointing from the number 9, who hails from Manipur. She scored a hat-trick in this tournament against Mata Rukmani. They are on 9 points. SSB played 5, drew 3, won 3, lost 2. Their first defeat of the season were into the hands of the defending champions Gokulam Kerala, and the second defeat in the last game against the Arrows. They started their campaign with a 6-2 win over Hunts Women Football Club, despite trailing by 2-0 midway through the first half. Riding the challenge, Kavya, and the top goal scorer in the Karnataka Women's League couple of seasons back. Struggling to hit form in the Hero Indian Women's League, a tournament which is of much bigger magnitude compared to what the Karnataka State League was. It will take time for her to develop into a different kind of player altogether. And this is Margaret Gambi pushing it out wide. As the number 13 is on the ball. In comes the cross. It's completely miscued, the clearance. And that was Linthoi Gambi. Pardon me, that was Sumitra Marandi. The clearance was completely miscued. And it's Pakpi Devi in an advanced role. Usually plays as a right full back, playing on the right wing tonight. Pakpi Devi takes it. It's still rising up into the air. A solid play there from the number 18 of SSB, and that is Sandhya. The ball is still kept in play. In comes the cross. It's out to safety, and Sumila Chanu can launch a quick counter for SSB. Running the ball up the pitch, Dulan Marandi, the skipper, is chasing. She's got 3 green shirts around her, the 4th one arriving. Support comes inside the box in the form of the number 21. Tried her level best to win a corner. In fact, it's a goal kick. Making her way into the box was the number 21, Julia Devi. Tried to nick it off a Chubi, Dulan Marandi, and not succeeding. It's a goal kick for Kickstart. Talking about Kickstart's performance, 4 wins out of total 5 matches that they have played so far. And ironically, both the teams lost to Gokulam Kerala. Kickstart defeated Odisha Police 2-0 in the previous encounter. Got the bet, lost to Sethu Madurai by 2-1. That was the only defeat I was talking about, not Gokulam Kerala. And SSB lost to Gokulam Kerala 2-0. Sethu Madurai defeated Kickstart by 2-1. That is their only defeat of this tournament so far. They scored that late winner against Odisha Sports, which was their third game. Roja Devi scoring on the 89th minute mark. The biggest margin victory were against Sirvadam Sports Club. That was a 7-0 win. Roja scoring a brace. Idam, Kiran Bala, Lomching and Kavya all got among the score sheet. This time the free kick not on target. Not finding the mark. Linthoi Gambi. And now is SSB on the attack. Here's the low cross. Linthoi smothers the ball. That was a low cross from the left. Sandhya finding some space down the left channel. Poonam committing herself early, struggling to clear her lines. Good balance so far in the midfield of SSB. And they're trying to pull the strings from midfield. And after defeating the last game, it is SSB looking to make a positive start. Kickstart on the other hand, slightly watchful. Just allowing the opposition to have possession of the ball, just trying to figure out their intentions, the areas they are building up moves from. Taking their time on the ball, Kickstart. Going with a 4-3-3 tonight, Amruta Vilayat. Usually she prefers a 4-1-4-1 system. But it is a must-win encounter for her side to keep the title hopes alive. Good height on the cross towards the back post. Kavya was lurking. Couldn't get a touch, the number 99. Purnima's clearance, Tular Marandi. Achubi cutting off the passing lane to Julia. This is Amruta Vilayat, champion manager in the dugout for Kickstart. They have she's lifted the title with Sethu Madurai, neighbours of Kickstart. She will look to rub that aura around that Kickstart team to polish the women in green. The Karnataka Women's League champions taking on the Kanyashri Cup champions. And SSB back in West Bengal are a side, are a force to be reckoned with. Here's Dular Marandi. A wasteful pass straight to Linthoi. And no such avenues. Down the right from Kickstart, very little in terms of going forward. And Dular Marandi likes to play off the shoulder of the last defender. Mistiming her run, she's flagged off. on 5 goals. And 3 players, in fact 2 players, who are a joint, a 4th highest goal scorer with 5 goals. Dular Marandi of SSB and Winton of Gokulam Kerala. Apurna Narzari with 6 goals, and she is the 3rd highest goal scorer of this competition. And El Shaddai and Manisha Kalyan, joint top scorer with 11 goals each. And if you look at that top scorers lists, 4 players out of Gokulam Kerala. Sumila Chanu. Excellent ball. Just dropping in front of Dular Marandi, but defender had a yard advantage. Beautifully cut out by Julia. Julia takes a tumble. She was brought down. And free kick for SSB. The similarities between both the sides is that in defense they can both take the shape of a more defensive 4-5-1, and yet teams typically playing this formation don't usually take the approach of over adapting their defensive shape. And goes direct. That was Sumitra. Struck the wall. Linthoi Gambi against Sethu Madurai pulled off a stunning save. Is one of the best saves of the tournament so far. The Manipuri goalkeeper. Kickstart conceded just 3 goals in 5 matches, and SSB conceded 9. So defending leads gonna be a major area of concern for SSB. Looking for a quick start. When they leave it late, they have a habit of switching off and conceding goals. We saw that happen twice already in this competition. Kickstart Football Club will have to weather the storm in the first 15 minutes. Kickstart with a throw-in. Planning for a long one. Linthoi Gambi arrowing it towards Parameshwari Eram. Linthoi onto her weak left foot. There's the floater. Standing tall there. The defender of SSB. Juliet Miranda as well. She's been part of the team for a long now, and the players are accustomed to her training style. They are aware of the fact what she demands in the field of play. And now beating the offside trap, Dular Marandi. This is where she excels. Coming across Linthoi Gambi from her right full back's position to prevent the danger. Good piece of defending down there by the right back. Roja. Baby Sana. Perfect weight on the ball. Pakpi Devi. She is onside. Two players arriving inside the box and sent in with a lot of pace. It was out of Roja Devi's reach at the far post. Just had to measure it towards the number 11. She was afforded space to the right and sending in a curler with a lot of pace. Very decent move though from Kickstart. Sumila Chanu winning the physical battle. Dular Marandi away from one. Dular Marandi accelerating away from two. She keeps going. Dular Marandi crosses in the offer. Hangs it up at the back post. No one in red present. Gonna be an easy clearance for Linthoi Gambi. Pakpi Devi is turning out to be a mouth-watering encounter. The first 16 minutes already. It's getting end to end. Decent tempo in the game. The attack has been from unit to unit. No kick and rush. A clear pattern is emerging. Both the teams making their intentions clear. They've come here to win. And can Kavya get onto that stray header? But excellent tracking back from Sumila Chanu. And now she looks long towards Dular Marandi. Headed away by Nirmala Devi. Jumps away from the challenge. Parameshwari Idam. Still Parameshwari Idam. That's a robust challenge from behind. Is it going to be the first booking of the game? And yes, the number 19, Gunjan. She is booked for that reckless challenge on Parameshwari Idam. That was the incident. A very clever player. Parameshwari just waiting for the defender to commit herself. Almost in a way buying the foul. And Nirmala Devi, a scorer of the first goal this season for Kickstart. Can she do it one more time for the side from Karnataka? In fact, it's a cross. Keeper off her mark. It's a big mistake committed by Manju. And somehow it's been cleared by Poonam. A very cleverly taken a free kick from Nirmala Devi. And not the greatest of the headers. They'll have to mitigate the space behind, which it struggles to do. Roja Devi trying to bulldoze her way. No room for the cross. Eventually went off balance. The last touch coming off a red shirt. So corner kick for Kickstart. And now they're putting their foot on the pedal. And I've mentioned the first 15 minutes they were just trying to figure out the SSB team, and now they're coming out of their grooves, looking to attack. Another corner. Some trouble brewing. Enclosure being built. Kavya's ball in. Nirmala Devi went up for it. Some chaos in the goal mouth. Still not fully cleared. Pakpi Devi, Margaret arriving. Well, that was a foul committed on the number 10. A shoulder barge. And free kick from a very promising area. Is SSB. They were trying to take the game to a Kickstart in the opening, the first quarter of the match. But now, the last 5 minutes, Kickstart. They're trying to be proactive This is their assistant coach. Free kick from a scoring area for Kickstart. Parameshwari Iram over this. Can she bend it? Looking to bend it like David Beckham. Parameshwari Iram takes a deflection off the wall. It's out for a corner kick. It's still goalless. 21 minutes on the clock. Two evenly matched teams. This time corner from the left hand side towards the near post. Touching it behind for another corner. Gunjan. 3 corners in a row for Kickstart. Margaret, the skipper. This time towards the back post. Headed away to safety. Roja Devi. She went for the shot. Collected by Sweetie. Chested down. Baby Sana. Lovely give and go. And the first time cross towards Kavya. She will have to run behind to gather it, which she does. Takes it on to her right, sending this one in. Again defended there by Poonam Sharma. And SSB clearing their lines. Trying to rush forward. There's a through ball. Dular Marandi is offside. A decent tempo in the game already. A good pace. Fails to keep her composure. Achubi struggles to clear. A throw in for SSB. Sumila Chanu. There's no offside from throw in. The number 5. Manibala Devi just bringing this corner kick for the side from West Bengal. Settling for a corner. Can they break the ice here? Sumila Chanu. In corner duties for SSB. Sumila Chanu goes for it. It's a good looking ball. Linthoi Gambi grabs hold of it in second attempt. Linthoi Gambi. Can they spring on a counter? Roja Devi. Heavy touch. No nonsense from Monica. Linthoi not taking any chance. The goalkeeper. Here's the leader at the back for Kickstart. Chanu, one way then the other. Away from the number 18. Sandhya. Baby Sana. Trying to influence proceedings from deep. The number 6. She is usually the protective screen. Along with Margaret in front of the back 4, makes loads of interceptions. This player, however, has got a very good footballing brain and decent athleticism. Margaret released Kavya. Kavya, first time ball in. Good defending from Sumitra. The ball is bobbing outside the edge of the area. Margaret. Eventually her pass is slightly off the mark. And SSB, they can turn on the afterburn. Chubi clears. The winger Sunita Munda and striker Apurna Narsari were the two scorers for the Arrows against SSB in the second half. That ball could have changed things here at the Kalinga Stadium. Baby Sana, and upon her was Poonam Sharma, and this time drawing a foul in her favour. And in that SSB and Arrows game, the first half turned out to be a tactical fight, as neither team was able to find the back of the net, but both the sides created a plethora of chances but failed to find the target, as the score remained goalless at the breather. It was Arrows who came closest in finding the back of the net in the first half, but the SSB custodian Manju made it tough for the young Tigress, making sure that nothing went past her. The Arrows came out with much fervour in the second half and immediately mounted wave after wave of attacks along both the flanks, and eventually the deadlock was finally broken in the 51st minute mark, as Sunita Munda, who was set through on goal by Apurna Narsari, slipped it beneath the onrushing Manju's hand to put the Arrows in the lead. Anibala. Sumila Chanu, she is on the run. Sumila Chanu, one way then the other, beautifully done. Still Sumila Chanu. Anibala takes over, hitting her own player. She's got wonderful dribbling skills, Sumila Chanu. Again looking to go direct. Goalkeeper's ball all day long. Pakpi Devi with the attempted back header. And now time for a drinks break. A couple of good crosses into the box from the right by Pakpi Devi. SSB also looked threatening while going forward. Both the teams in fact using the flanks pretty well. Most of the build-ups for SSB down the right through Sumila Chanu. Talking about Kickstart, Baby Sana Pakpi Devi getting involved in terms of producing chances. Parameshwari Iram trying to wriggle her way through, wins a throw in, and now backing into Monica. Still Iram turns away from Monica, sending in a promising ball, cleared comfortably. Sumila Chanu scoops it forward for Dular Marandi. Sweetie Devi under a bit of a pressure. Deals with it finally. Linthoi Gambi. Margaret just rolls over the ball. Julia wins it off her. This is a very dazzling run by the number 19 and draws a wonderful save of the goalkeeper Linthoi. And that was Sandhya. With a solo run down the middle, going past two players. And now time for Kiran Bala to come on. Kickstart making the first move of the game. Kiran Bala Chanu comes on for Achubi. A corner comes in. Headed away by Linthoi. In fact, two Linthois in the field. One is the goalkeeper and the other one is the right back. We're going to call the right back Linthoi Gambi and the goalkeeper as Linthoi. Dular Marandi. That was pretty close. A moment, there is a long ball played from defense. They got to drop off. Kickstart Football Club, they are allowing spaces to Dular Marandi in behind. Kickstart Football Club has teams across all age groups, and the men's team competes in the BDFA Super Division, and it has the same in the women's category. The club elegantly won the Karnataka Women's League and is taking part in the Hero Indian Women's League. The club's effort to not view football as a one gender sport has helped them take high strides further in the ecosystem, and the management believes that the game does not differentiate based on gender. Then why should they? Kickstart's academy has more than 200 students, and the number just keeps on increasing every year. Once again, Sweetie Devi. She was under pressure. Sumila Chanu with the cross in. A foul committed on Linthoi. Using her height on this occasion. Tall in frame. And the number 1. Kavya now changing wings. Baby Sana continuing with her run. Kavya's cross in, and Parameshwari Idam opens the scoring. And Kickstart Football Club draws first blood. That is in fact a teasing delivery from the right. An excellent finish from Parameshwari Idam. She is the fox in the box. I've mentioned it before time and again. And Kickstart Football Club breaking the deadlock on the 35th minute mark. And how do SSB respond now? Well, this was the cross. Right place at the right time. Parameshwari Idam sneaking it below the goalkeeper. Here's the goal scorer on the ball now. wonderful finish. Even during the pre-match studio, mentioned about her, how vital she is going to be for Kickstart this season. Making her experience count once again in the biggest of the big stages. Conceding the 10th goal of this campaign, SSB. They need a very quick response. They need an equalizer in the first half itself. Slightly slipping down the table. The team from West Bengal, after making a promising start to their campaign, reached the semi-finals of the Hero Indian Women's League once. Julia quickly putting her off with that outstretched tackle. And now she is all right. Pakpi Devi. And after the inclusion of Kiran Bala, Pakpi just shifting towards the left. And Amrutha Vilayat playing her cards at the right time, bringing on Kiran Bala, adding another attacker in the final third. Reverse ball for Parameshwari Edam. Parameshwari Edam, let's fly. Should have gone for the cross. Roja Devi was completely free in the middle. She was waiting for it. This is how Roja Devi was completely free and making a wrong choice on this occasion. She was well within her rights to shoot though. And defending in collective numbers, Kickstart. That is their style, that is the system to how they play. It comes from a very young age. Kickstart Academy has more than 200 students and the number just keeps on increasing every year. They have an incredible assortment of dedicated and trustworthy people who have the zeal of working hard as a team. The reputation that they have earned as a football academy is well deserved, as they have earned it after a lot of toils, and are grateful for the beliefs and confidence of the parents and students that they have shown in the last 5 years and continually. Parameshwari Edam shielding the ball. Behind her was Gunjan. She's having her job cut out tonight up against the likes of Baby Sana, Kiran Bala, Kavya. Once again a wonderful cross from Sir Kavya, resulting into that goal being scored by Parameshwari Edam. Not the greatest of the clearances. Baby Sana's attempt was on target. On either side would have been really problematic for Manju. There's the back header. She paused for a bit Kiran Bala thinking she would be offside. And now charging from behind, Purnima trying to gain pace as Sweetie Devi was alert. Look at the way Pakpi Devi is tracking back, but still Dulal Morandi wins the physical battle. That was a very difficult angle to score from. A selfish play on this occasion from the number 10. Pakpi Devi down on the deck, could have gone for the cross. The angle was acute. Keeper had that protected. Sumila Chanu sending in a floater. Pakpi Devi, Kiran Bala tracking behind to protect her fullback, and Sumila Chanu wins a corner kick for SSB. 3 minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. Can they level the score line before half time? Sumila Chanu takes it. That was the attempt from Gunjan. I should have gone for the cross. Could not resist her temptation to shoot. SSB have won 3 corners. Kickstart have won 5. 3 back to back. Dulal Morandi. Not getting the right kind of service from midfield. There's advantage for Sumitra. Kiran Bala, wonderfully done by Kiran Bala. Make up a yard. There's the cross. Cleared by Purnima. And apart from the first quarter kickstart, they looked pretty solid in defense. Roja Devi trying to run down the clock. Kickstart will be happy going into the break with a slender lead. Baby Sana, Kiran Bala getting stuck in and winning the ball for SSB.
Additional time of 3 minutes. Gumby. Kavya again. Kavya runs ahead of Monica. Good battle between the two players. Turning out to be an interesting battle between her and Kavya. Margaret's header. Roja Devi, and now Parameshwari through on goal. Flag went up. The flag going up against the number 18, Santhya. Parameshwari looking to play the through ball for Roja. Two players went up for the header. Julia was one of them. Just near the halfway area. Free kick for SSB. It's going to be the last chance of the first half. There's the ball played forward. Dular Marandi hot on the heels of Sweetie Devi. Back to Dular Marandi, holding up play nicely. It's cleared by Sweetie. Throw in for SSB. A player is lying down injured. Cutting the ball out high up in the opposition's area. But before the move could be completed, referee blows the whistle for half time. The Kickstart, the team in green, go into the break with a narrow 1-0 lead. Thanks to that strike from Parameshwari on the 35th minute mark from Kavya's cross. That is the goal separating the two teams in the first half. These are the first half stats. 54-46 ball possession, 5 shots, 2 on target from Kickstart. 12 fouls committed in total in the first half. It's been slightly physical, 7 corners. Three shots taken by SSB in the first half. Sandhya, Gunjan and Dular Marandi with 1 shots each. Five shots taken in the first half by Kickstart. Parameshwari with 3. Baby Sana with 1, and that was on target. Comfortable for the keeper, and Sweetie Devi with 1 as well. 6 fouls committed in the first half by SSB. Anibala Devi, Julia Devi, Gunjan Kumari, Sandhya, Purnima Linda and Sumila Chanu, all committing a foul each in the first half. Six fouls committed by Kickstart, two by Margaret, Pakpi Devi with two, Roja Devi and Kavya with one each. So the first half highlights, the game kicking off. Match number 36. That was the attempted cross early on. Mistimed clearance from Sumitra. A free kick not on target. Another cross from the right. Keeper getting something on it. Dular Marandi denied by Linthoi Gambi's excellent defending. Pakpi Devi's cross sent in with a lot of pace away from Roja. This was Dular Marandi's cross hanging up towards the back post. No red shirt present. Keeper fumbles. Chance opened up. Headed away by Poonam. A free kick taking a deflection off the wall. Sumila Chanu with a low cross. Linthoi collecting it. And this was a wonderful run from Sandhya. Drawing a fine save of Linthoi. This was the moment. The cross from the right and Parameshwari Idam finishing it off. Kavya's cross and a decisive touch by the number 7. One more time she had the options to pick out Roja Devi, deciding to go on her own. Baby Sana with the shot straight to the keeper. A battle between Pakpi and Dular Marandi. From a difficult angle, try her luck. That's the half-time score line is SSB Women Football Club 0, Kickstart Football Club 1. We will come back shortly, stay tuned. Welcome back to the live coverage of the Hero Indian Women's League 2021-22 from the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. It's 1-0 at half time between SSB and Kickstart Football Club. The side from Karnataka leading by a goal. And what a lovely day. Absolutely glorious weather here in Bhubaneswar. And as we welcome you to the football match of a considerable significance, great consequence in this part of the country. Talking about this for a while, absolutely rolled up to in fantastic numbers. It has been bumper to bumper the traffic tonight, and the level of expectations are really very high. Well, Dular Marandi is there. She's been the primary provider for SSB this season, but Kavya with a wonderful cross in the first half, and Parameshwari Edam chipping in with a goal for Kickstart Football Club. Her creativity knows no bounds in midfield, but in terms of whipping those deliveries from out wide is the big job for the rest of the players. And Kavya tonight, she has lived up to its billing. Beautifully kept in play by Linthoi Gambi. Kavya, Baby Sana. Looking to start the second half on a brighter note. Kickstart Football Club just kept in play by Manju. The target man for SSB is really a very physical striker, very imposing, capable of holding the ball and bringing the other players into play. Some teams opt for a more creative player to partner the out-and-out striker. Is Nirmala. A very poor header, and now she is through on goal. Beats the goalkeeper, goes into a very difficult angle, and she played it out. That was a Kiran Bala. She cannot believe it though. She was completely through on goal. Rounding the goalkeeper off, going into a very difficult angle. Anibala Devi still fighting for the ball. Sumila Chanu. She has been impactless so far. The number 9. Kickstart Football Club quite successfully containing her. Time and again you'll see Pakpi Devi supporting her full back and closing her down. There's a foul on the goalkeeper. A boot was involved straight onto her face as Dular Marandi went for the ball. In fact, it's Julia Devi committing the foul, and she is booked. A second SSB player to goes to the referee's book. Gunjan was booked in the first half. And that was the incident. Sweetie Devi lost the ball momentarily, and then that slide. And that must have really hurt Linthoi. As Kickstart Football Club, they are looking forward to maintaining their winning momentum. The head coach Amruta sounded pumped as she said it's a vital match for them and they have to continue their rhythm of winning. The gaffer has high regard for her opponents. She said that SSB is one of the best women's team in India and they are a very good and balanced side, so they have to put some extra effort to win against them. Here's the ball. Keeper fumbles, chance for a shot. An acrobatic clearance. She will get another go at it, Sumila Chanu. Nicely closed down by Kiran Bala. SSB suddenly threatening with the crosses. Here's Sandhya, flag stayed down. She's got two waiting in the middle to aim at. Linthoi Gambi again. Excellent piece of goalkeeping. Purnima's header into the feet of Julia. A flag went up. They are yet to improve. Were lacking in some areas in the last game, Kickstart, especially when it comes to finishing. They were not at the level where they wanted to be and are now focusing much more on that in the preparatory sessions. Working some space on the right. This might be a chance for SSB. Standing firm there was Suti Devi. Baby Sana, this time down the middle. Wonderful through ball for Parameshwari Idam, slightly behind her. But still she can pick out a wonderful pass. Kavya into offside position. Baby Sana down the middle. What a through ball for Parameshwari Idam. And now Sweetie. She's got Dular Marandi to deal with. Leading by example tonight, the number 2. Rock solid in defense. She's been Kickstar's pillar of strength in defense. Monica. Oh, now Sandhya is away. There's the ball. Pulled it across the face of goal. It's still in play. And Pakpi finally clears. Looking for the room to cross. It's a goal kick. The second half began positively for SSB, but they are yet to produce any clear-cut scoring chance. On the flip side, Kickstart dangerous on the break. Baby Sana with a wonderful through pass. Parameshwari Idam. Thankfully for SSB, her first touch letting her down. But meanwhile, it's a free kick for SSB from a very promising position. It's Sandhya. 22 yards from goal. A very sizable wall in front of her. Sandhya goes direct. Oh, that was pretty close. Wonderfully taken. For a moment we all thought it went in, but the other part of the stadium knew it wasn't. And look at that. Straight into the roof of the net. The Kickstart head coach is fully confident in the qualities of her team and her girls. She sounded very confident that they will do better in the coming games. Margaret. Roja Devi. Wonderful footwork, and once again Baby Sana slipping it through. This time defended quite comfortably by Sumitra. They got to be careful of that. Baby Sana down the middle, playing those penetrative through passes, dragging it towards the corner flag. Parameshwari Idam. Throw in for Kickstart. Baby Sana. A side-footed cross towards Kavya. Now Sandhya onto the ball. Purnima Linda. Yes, Nirmala to the rescue. Back to Lintoy. Oh, winning it in a wonderful area. Dular Manandi. She might score here. Keeper fumbles. Was she brought down is the question. The referee says get up. And the technical bench of SSB up in toes. A very poor clearance. Parameshwari Idam giving it away in a very cheap area. That mistake could have proved very costly. That looks fine in action replay. Parameshwari Idam keeps it in play. She's got support on the right wing in Kavya. Still a lot to play for in this game. Parameshwari shielding it beautifully. Still Parameshwari Idam harassing the full back. Oh, what a chance for Kiran Bala. A glorious ball played inside by the number 7. Kiran Bala just had to tap it in. A goal was up there for the taking. Look at the ball. Oh. Just escaping Kiran Bala. Margaret. Baby Sana close to her. Parameshwari Idam. Kavya is offside. . 'Cause 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 ' Lintoy continuing with her good work. Baby Sana. Roja Devi taking the aerial route over the fullback. Kavya with a wonderful first touch. Kavya 1-on-1. And she dragged it wide. What a moment for Kickstart Football Club. Could have had 2 by now, Kickstart Football Club in the second half. But the score line remains at 1-0. It could easily have been 3-0 by now. Still about half an hour remaining in this game. As we touch the hour mark, it's still 1-0 in favour of Kickstart. And match number 36 coming your way live on Eurosport and on the YouTube channel of Indian football team. Lintoy Gambi lining up a diagonal, searching for Parameshwari Edam. SSB is getting a change ready. Ranjita will be coming on, and going out is going to be the number 19, Gunjan. She is on a yellow. Juliet Miranda just not wanting to risk things. They are still in with a shout in this game. The score line is still very much within reach. Kavya creating a lot of avenues for Kickstart down the right. And then the layoff for Margaret fell onto her weaker side. Sumila Chanu, Dulal Marandi ahead of her, and she's been picked. She has got Sweetie Devi for company. Sumila Chanu, Pakpi Devi getting there first. Sumila Chanu still fighting for it and eventually wins it. A corner for SSB. All eyes on Kickstart goal now. Even Stevens in terms of winning corners. Cleared away from the front post, back to the kick taker. Purnima Linda's delivery. Then comes the header. And there's the second attempt. It's still been saved by Lintoy. And the heroics in goal continues from the number 1. The initial header beaten away by Lintoy. And the second attempt is also saved, putting her body on the line. Wonderful goalkeeping. She has been one of the standout goalkeepers in the tournament without a shadow of a doubt. This was the cross. Purnima Linda sending in a floater, a header from Ranjita Devi. And then the diving attempt from Julia, putting her body on the line, getting down on time. Lintoy, very agile. Not so easy for a tall goalkeeper to get down on time. Excellent reflexes. The transitional movements in the system benefiting defending from the front or in middle to counter attack, as the shape can be set up to be aggressive in the press or in midfield to regain and be closer to the opposition's goal. It can also be utilized for a high press, particularly showing opponents into traps set up centrally. The risk in this is playing an opponent comfortable on the ball and timing of pressure, not purposeful. This allowing the opposition to switch the play, or against quick transitions where the opposition can exploit spaces behind fullbacks in and around the sitting midfielder. And upon losing possession, the structure should hold strength in the central areas. Play continues. Low cross from Linthoi Gambi. Perfectly placed. Poonam Sharma. Looking for the insurance goal. Kickstart. Pakpi Devi with the obstruction, and now she's out of position. Taking their time on the ball during build-up. The movement not so fluid from SSB, allowing the Kickstart defenders to settle down, allowing them the time to get organized. Linthoi Gambi. Dular Marandi sending it across. Ranjita Devi. Intricate waves of passing from SSB. They are slowly growing into the game in the second half. Parameshwari Idam, Kickstart Football Club's leader, their inspiration. And now finding the right player in Roja Devi. Manages to keep it in. Roja Devi. Parameshwari Idam inside her. Baby Sana from the middle. Picking out Kiran Bala. Drags it towards the byline. This time it's an inviting cross for Kavya. Kavya lays it back for Baby Sana. Asking the keeper to release it quick. Juliet Miranda. The shot is over. Committing a lot of mistakes, SSB. The thing that they are trailing by a goal continues to play in the back of their mind. Not been able to play out from the back successfully tonight. Played it out. Pressing high. The team in green. Just forcing SSB to commit mistake in danger areas. Anibala. Sandhya. Cutting in wonderfully, Sandhya. Ranjita Devi searching for options. Switi Devi once again stepping in. And now Nirmala with the clearance. Sumila Chanu. And now Julia. She looks like is onside. Flag didn't go up, but she was surrounded by a couple of green shirts, and now bursting down the right is Roja Devi. There's no one in the box. Parameshwari Idam is the only player for option. Kavya. So disappointing from the number 99. Ranjita Devi. Dular Marandi. Nice one-touch build-up. Finding each other brilliantly, the team in maroon. A nice 360 from. And now there's a through ball. Sweetie Devi, wonderful defending from her. That was a back pass from Baby Sana. Make no mistake. Sweetie Devi had to deal with the situation. She had to come across, and this time straight into the side netting. Dular Marandi's cross. And the risk in this is playing an opponent comfortable on the ball and timing of pressure, not purposeful. Allowing the opposition to switch the play or play against the quick transitions where the opposition can exploit spaces behind the fullback. And the centre backs are really comfortable, not only in building the play up but being destructive defensively and able to read the play, able to cover wide spaces in the 1v1 situations. The fullbacks have the athleticism to support attacks high and the ability to defend in 1v1, 1v2 situations. As we go into the second drinks break of this evening. And the play resumes after the water break. Still very much into the game. SSB one way then the other. Sumila Chanu, Sweetie Devi with a towering header, commanding in air. Ranjita, she is up against Nirmala Devi. Takes help from Sumila. Sumila's cross in. Linthoi once again utilizing her height. Ranjita again, twisting and turning. Monica. The Kickstart Football Club, they want to give an opportunity to the underprivileged to experience and discover the spirit of brotherhood and the desire to dream big. The endeavor to promote football at all levels, schools, colleges and the corporates in the society and put India on the world footballing map is what the club dreams of achieving in the coming years. But the initial dream will be to seal the deal here against SSB tonight. Baby Sana, a header from Poonam, not the greatest. Monica battling for the ball with Roja Devi, and she's pulled from behind. It's gonna be a booking as well, an off the ball challenge. Lucky on this occasion the left full back getting away with this foul. She was held from behind, Roja Devi. We are into the last quarter of the game, and we start off with this free kick from Nirmala Devi. Can they make this count? Ambitious attempt. And SSB has suffered a narrow loss in their last game against the Arrows. And the gaffer Juliet Miranda is determined to bounce back. The opponents are very tough, as they have all good experience, as they have a good firepower up top, good feet in terms of scoring goals. They will try to put a good fight and come out with a positive mindset. And meanwhile, SSB is getting another change ready. Their second, in fact, of this game. The number 14, Munesh Kumari, comes on. Lintoi Gambi, incredible distance onto it. A call came in early from Anibala. She said it's my ball and got to it. Kiran Bala's cross straight to Manju. And now rushing forward, the team in maroon. It's Sandhya. There's the gap for Dular Marandi, but she is offside. Just by half a yard. Laying the offside trap, Kickstart. Dular Marandi time and again taking the bait. A fifth time an SSB player has been flagged off in this game. Play stopped due to an injury. Namruta, she's got those two changes in Bibicha and Lomching. And Kavya having a problem at present. You can see Lomching warming up, and so as Bibicha Devi. One of the frequent changes which Amruta Vilayat makes in the second half. And SSB meanwhile will be bringing on someone. And so the number 13, Pooja Topo, is ready to come on. She replaces Monica. Munesh Kumari. Clearance from Pooja Topo. Trying to stream out. SSB slightly driven backwards, trying to get on the front foot. Taking no chance, Pakpi Devi. Playing on the left back in this game. Started on the right. On the right wing. Quickly shifting to the left once Achubi was taken off. The side's designated left back. Holding up play, looking for options. Anibala's shot takes a wicket deflection. A corner kick for SSB. This is the change I was talking about. Bibicha Devi. A light from Bibicha Devi comes on for Kickstart. A corner comes in. With a confident punch, Linthoi. She is lying down injured. Referee seeking for medical intervention. In fact, 2 players are down. Purnima Linda also seems like in trouble. Both the players clattering onto each other. And there she is on your screen, Pooja Topo, one of the most promising players, one for the future. Injury to Linthoi seems like is a serious one. Straight onto her forehead. This is Bibicha Devi. Always used as a super sub by Amruta Vilayat. Meanwhile, we do hope Linthoi is alright. That looked quite blatant. And now Linthoi looks fine. Good news for Kickstart Football Club. The custodian up on her feet. She has been the pillar of strength, pulling off a few vital saves in this tournament and in this game as well. Pulling off 2 sure shot goals, keeping them in the game. That header from Ranjita Devi, and then Julia's attempt. That was the closest SSB have gotten in this game. And meanwhile, the number 14, Bibicha Devi, still Bibicha Devi, leaves it for Roja. Challenge comes in, and the first few touches letting her down, sorting her feet out. Anibala Devi, you just cannot take your eyes off this game. Will there be a late comeback from SSB? Time ticking out for the side from West Bengal. It's ticking out faster than ever. Nodded back into the box. And now stepping in was Munesh Kumari. No foul given. Purnima Linda. Cross from the right. Ranjita Devi. Sweetie clears. Parameshwari Idam. It's gonna be a long chase for Bibicha. Stepping across is Poonam Sharma. Sweetie Devi have got a lot of yards advantage over Morandi. Linthoi Gambi. Baby Sana is offside. Those exchanges up top very quick. Just within 3 touches. Entering the penalty area. We've approached the last 5 minutes of this game. Still so much to play for. A good covering from Kiran Bala. Bibicha racing forward. Poonam Sharma stops her on her tracks. Manju. Still got to keep the concentration on. Another strong header from Sweetie. She's going to be one of the contenders for the hero of the match. If Kickstart manages to go home with full 3 points. Poonam Sharma, a flick on towards Dular Marandi. Stays strong there, Sweetie. It's only going to help Linthoi though. Plays it short towards Gambi. Roja Devi, Baby Sana. There's that quick interchange upfield. Poonam Sharma, she's all over. Just stepping across from right to left to avert the danger. Now win will take Kickstart to 15 points. It's going to be the 5th victory of this campaign. It's going to be their 2 in a row after the defeat against Sethu. Baby Sana lost the ball into an important area. Roja Devi. Jockeying her is Pooja Topo. Trying to run down the clock, Roja Devi. And cleverly winning a corner kick for Kickstart. And now 2 minutes of regulation time remaining in this game. Can they kill the game off from this corner? Oh, so close. The whistle is gone. It's swung in from outside. Playing it short. Time running away for SSB. They got to hurry things up. They got to up their ante. In a crossing position, Ranjita Devi tracking behind. Wonderfully done by Nirmala. Excellent composure there from the number 4. A commendable defending from Kickstart. Parameshwari Idam. It's a 4-on-1 situation. And now support arriving. Pooja Topo's clearance. Sumila Chanu. Anibala Devi. Dular Marandi getting the pass away. Still leaving it for Sumila. Could have been offside, the number 7. A clever play from Ranjita Devi. Excellent presence of mind. It's going to be 6 additional minutes. That is the word from the technical area. A lot of time wasted in treating Linthoi. And the number 4, Purnima Linda. At a time of 6 minutes. A lot of time left then for SSB for a comeback. They can even sneak a late winner. We saw Real Madrid do that in the Champions League recently. A couple of players in red making a run forward. Linthoi collects. About 360 seconds for SSB to try and get something out of this game. Marandi, she can certainly beat Sweetie Devi for pace. Sweetie Devi just reminding Dulan Marandi who she is up against tonight. In the tournament so far, we've seen the attackers take away all the plaudits. Tonight, though, it's been Sweetie Devi. Highly impressive with her performance. Here's a golden chance for SSB to make the set piece count. Munesh Kumari ricochets off the wall. And out for a goal kick attempt from Sumitra. Still about 4 minutes of additional time left. Just one moment of magic up top can bring back SSB in this game. This game so far has been as dramatic as a soap opera. Will there be a last minute drama here at the Kalinga Stadium? A Kickstart Football Club defending with all hands on deck. Getting numbers back behind the ball. Parameshwariram is the only player up top. I tried to slip it through. Munesh Kumari spins away from two challenges. The attempted through pass. Linthoi takes control of the situation. Sending it into touch for a throw-in. Kickstart Football Club got to endure this spell. And this is an open chance for SSB. Just needed a better touch than that. Ranjita Devi, in fact. And that was the moment for the side from West Bengal. And making a hash of it in the end. Sandhya. Still a couple of minutes remaining. Sumitra takes the aerial route. Chase on from Ranjita. Duran Marandi is waiting in the box. Support to the right from the number 4 in Purnima Linda. Hustled off the ball. And finally Kickstart can break. Bibicha Devi. Spreading it wide on the right. Purnima Linda. This is Linthoi Gambi, the right full back. Roja Devi takes a look up. Roja Devi's ball in. And what a moment that would have been. And a clear-cut chance to seal the game off. Kiran Bala didn't really connect. It's been chances galore. The last couple of minutes, chances falling in favor of both the teams. This game has been highly entertaining, and it has certainly lived up to its billing. One of the best games of this competition so far in terms of the competitiveness. Last 30 seconds. Roja. She will look to buy some time here. It's all about keeping possession, and as you can see, the manager as well barking out instructions, just urging her to keep hold of the ball, run down the clock. Last 6 seconds. A countdown begins here at the Kalinga Stadium. Kickstart Football Club bags their 5th victory of this competition. And SSB Women Football Club falling to a narrow defeat tonight here at the Kalinga Stadium. This is in fact their 3rd defeat of this competition. That will keep them in 6th position in the points table. And Kickstart will remain 3rd, but they're gonna breach their gap with the top 2. Just 3 points behind Sethu Madurai and Gokulam Kerala, having played equal number of matches. It's been an absorbing night of football, especially the second half. Now we got to wait for the Hero of the Match award, and it goes to Sweetie Devi, as I have rightly predicted, for her remarkable display in the Kickstart Football Club defense. Sweetie Devi, she is awarded a check of 5,000 rupees, powered by Hero Motorcorp Limited. This is the full-time score line. It's SSB Women Football Club 0, Kickstart Football Club 1. Now let's get into the match stats. 52-48. The ball possession. Both teams neck to neck in terms of stats. 10 shots from Kickstart, 9 from SSB. 4 of them on target. SSB with 3 shots on target. Both the teams committing 9 fouls each. Total 18 fouls committed in this game. 9 shots taken by SSB in this game. Sandhya with 2. Ani Bala, Gunjan Kumari, Munesh Kumari, Sumitra, Dular Marandi and Ranjita Devi, all with a shot apiece. Now let's have a look at the shots taken by a Kickstart Football Club in this game. They've taken 10 shots in fact. Roja Devi with 3, Iram with 3, Bibicha with 2, and Kavya and Sweetie Devi with 1 each. A lot of fouls committed in this game. SSB committing 9 fouls. Anibala with 2, Julia Devi with 2, Sandhya with 2, Gunjan Kumari, Purnima Linda and Sumila Chanu with 1 each. And on the flip side, Kickstart Football Club also committing equal number of fouls. Nine fouls committed by Kickstart. Margaret with 3. Pakpi Devi committing a couple of fouls, so as Roja Devi, and Kavya and Sweetie Devi with a foul each. And these are the match highlights. It was a pretty close game between Kickstart Football Club and SSB at the Kalinga Stadium. Lots of goal mouth actions in the first half. The team in green slightly dominant. This was a puck piece cross, inches away from Roja. Dular Marandi's a high cross towards nobody. Keeper making a fumble here. Headed away by Poonam Sharma. A free kick ricochets off the wall. And then Sumila Chanu's cross. It was a lower trajectory delivery. Linthoi doing wonderfully well. This was a solo run. Stepping in horizontally is Sandhya. And Kavia's cross and the opening goal for Kickstart in the first half, pardon me. And it was Parameshwari Idam troubling the scorers in the first half. And the through ball beating the offside trap. A pullback could have been a safe option. Sweetie Devi straight onto the goalkeeper. Battle for the ball in the second half. Dular Marandi from a very difficult angle, shooting it wide. She was one-on-one rounding the keeper Kiran Bala, making the angle difficult for herself. There's the first clear-cut chance for SSB, spoiling the party. Sandhya pulls it across the face of goal. No one waiting in red for a tap-in. Sandhya's free kick into the roof of the net. And that was Dular Marandi. There was a slight appeal that her left leg was swept away. Parameshwari Idam. Kiran Bala could have made it 2-0. And Kavya, within a very few seconds, had a chance to double the lead. And there was the header from Ranjita. And Julia's attempt saved on the line by Linthoi. The corner was swung in from outside. And the last chance of the game. A heavy touch letting her down. That was the moment. And that was the chance for SSB to capitalize. And on the opposite frame as well, Kiran Bala is for the second time in this game failing to convert a one-on-one chance. And so that's it from the Kalinga Stadium. It has ended 1-0 in favour of Kickstart. Hope you've enjoyed the live action on Eurosport. Goodbye.